Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with part 1 of Campaign 2, episode 51. Last week, those of you who are confused, I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, already realized this, there was no part 2 last week. Part 1 was technically in the order that part 2 would have been, because we did so much in the live stream that we didn't have enough for a part 1. In this case, we also went 30 minutes into 51. We are 45 minutes in. I'm starting a minute earlier than that. I'm going back to when we now realize we are at an escape, like an exit. There is an exit. We hear sand. We feel cold temperatures. We're on Ash Keeper Mountains, I feel like it was called. I put it back a minute, so we're going to find out. We're going to see that unravel in the live stream. Like I said, we usually do about 30 minutes. We went over by a couple minutes. We started from 12 minutes, so we should have went to 42. We went several minutes over. Big deal. We were scaling this like slanted mountainous type terrain, very stony. Obsidian was at the bottom. I don't know if obsidian's all around it. I think it was just at the bottom or something. Regardless, Caleb almost fell. Jester snatched him. Then the rest of the party had to assist because Jester was about to snap her fingernails. Or I think Matt said she literally broke her fingernails. They were cracking. Sam made a face. Cringy. I feel it. I feel like Matt called them pythons, but people in the live stream or the chat were saying they're actually pronounced pitons or pitons. I'm not exactly sure. But they're climbing apparatuses or something used to climb. Something was severed or cut, so somebody was here before and then cut the ropes or whatever the hell was attached to it. We're now going through. We at least went through, but I think where I'm starting, we're just going through. So let's just start. I'm probably going to get these out earlier this week, but then next week, because Vox Machina is over, we're going to go back to the normal routine of like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday live stream. So we're going to have Tuesday, Thursday, part 1 and 2. Patreon Hour exclusive will come out Wednesday. There will be a Patreon exclusive for every episode. You guys know the deal. The only reason I'm doing it this week, one last time, even though there's no Vox Machina, is the Super Bowl's tonight and Valentine's Day is Tuesday. So because of that, everyone called out at the arcade. I'm stuck there all day by myself. I don't have time to do all the videos I would normally do then. So I'm going to get these up early because of Super Bowl and Valentine's Day this week. And then next week we'll go back to normal. I might throw up a bunch of comparison videos depending on what we got. I know there is a Sam's ads video that I'm going to do that the dude sent me. That's like 4 or 5 minutes. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you only see on Patreon. The link is in the description of every video. We just finished The Legend of Vox Machina Season 1 and 2, the Patreon Hour exclusive, like I said, of every episode of Campaign 2. We just started Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, Death Note, The Legend of Korra. The Last of Us was yesterday. I gotta still watch that. Check it out. If not, jumping in. Campaign 2, Episode 51, Part 1.
The temperature is chilled. It is a cloudy sky, a familiar sky. It is the same sky that is in proximity to the Empire. Gray, might rain in the next day or two.
So we did see this. Those of you who are in the live stream.
As you glance over the edge, you can see you're on this
1 minute
subtle grade. To your left, as you look up, you can see the ominous rising
Ashkeeper Peaks
of the Ashkeeper Mountains, the Ashkeeper Peaks.
Oh, he did say mountains. That's why I thought it. Ashkeeper Peaks.
You can see that you are at the base of where the mountains begin to slowly grade into the wastes, which you see to your right.
Matt said, had we
there
fallen
are dead
too,
trees.
it was like hundreds of feet. We would have tumbled like diagonally, sort of.
Or they've lost their leaves to the season.
Like down
You're
a
not
hill.
familiar with this territory to know yet. You can see what looks to be clusters of rock and stone and areas where whatever force created these mountains has caused bits of it to kind of jut outward, causing small cliff faces and stone protrusions that kind of mar the base of the mountain.
So we're all before you. I see it. Ashkeeper Peaks, and there's Xhorhas.
Types of roots and small bushes have tried to affix themselves to the edges of these stones and then have dried up as the wastes themselves kind of go through the dark and ashen seasons. Looking beyond that, you can see the open valley below and before you. A dry, cracked badlands with hints of scrub brush and other types of
lovely
hardy
place.
Vegetation that has managed to find a life here.
I think this is as far as we've gotten in the live stream.
Oh, sorry, it's just you're taking into scenery. Now roll a perception check.
Is Cat up there solo at this one?
Have you sent something
With
with
Yasha.
18.
Now I just
18?
used my hand.
Okay. You do see in the distance in the valley a few shapes
Listen to the
far away,
music.
far past the mountain range.
That's interesting music.
It looks to be very, very large creatures of some kind just stalking slowly across, far away, like miles away.
Oh, Jesus.
Did you recognize them?
Yasha doesn't see this yet.
Okay.
Yasha is just
So
picking up.
miles
Go ahead and roll a
away.
perception check for Yasha.
Yeah, I was going to say
We
any
can
other
sense
signs
large
of
creatures.
beast nor man, of life or technology.
A natural, a 20.
Really?
Sexy CR dice.
Sexy CR dice.
Ooh, him too.
Yasha does look up and see that as well. And, it's probably best to avoid those. They can bear quite a bit of meat, but they're a bit of a tussle.
Bit of a tussle.
Well, if you think so.
I love that Yasha
Are we
knows.
safe? Can we bring everybody up?
But I mean, natural 20.
I mean, it's either that or stay
I also
inside.
love that Matt Mercer's doing the voice.
I've missed this guy. I think we can come up, everybody. Just be careful.
Is there
All right.
any cover nearby once we
Basically,
poke our head
we
out
have
there
nothing
you
to
can
worry
see?
about for
Doesn't
miles,
seem to be a much
at least in the form of
coverage
beasties.
territory.
Okay. Anything in the skies?
You look up.
Clouds.
Yeah, you can see what looks to be a few hawks,
Clouds.
maybe birds of prey, but nothing at the moment that catches your attention.
And this never stopped being the worm's path, yeah?
No.
So, are
Yeah,
there any
this didn't-
signs
this
of
wasn't the
where
worm stopped.
Went across this open land.
Oh, wait.
Did you climb out?
I thought we all.
All right.
Yes.
So you all climb out.
Scott.
All right, we're all out stealthily. Yes, we're not like
Go ahead and make
getting
a
out of that
survival
whole
check
like,
to see if you can
hey,
locate
what's
the
up,
tracks
the
here.
sky? We're screaming and yelling. We're being stealthy. Coco, really?
Unfortunately, as
Coco?
opposed to soft dirt, most of the mountainscape here is hard rock and dust, and there doesn't look like there's any sort of sign of tracks or pressure or shifting that would give you an idea of where it went. However, it does look like it gradually kind of rounds out as it exits, and this seems to be pretty easy to gather. This is the exit point.
Oh, all right.
Whatever troop it is that had made this incursion on Felderwin, this was their exit point.
All right.
And you look around you.
I honestly,
This is
I
yours.
figured
Welcome
that
to
it
the
was
eastern side.
whatever.
an eastern
It is what it
Wonderland.
is.
Welcome to Xhorhasic Park.
Xhorhasic Park. We did have the Xhorhasic Park. Somebody said that in the live stream.
Accordion mess. Jeez. We all jumped into different parts of the score.
Everybody. Yeah, see, where would you start? Bum, ba, bum, ba, da, 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 da. I feel like that is the beginning.
Is this
But I would have started with,
what you're accustomed to from home?
I don't know.
mean,
Where would
yes,
you, I feel like I would start different, but that would make
I'm
sense.
not from this area specifically, but these are the wastes.
I think you are our guide. All the same.
Well, I will do my best.
Awesome. We get Matt as Yasha
just keeps
as our
remapping up
guide.
already.
I mean, awesome.
You can see there are some, 5, 10-foot pieces of stone and stacks where pieces of the mountain have either come free and come to rest here at the base that offer a little bit of cover from, immediate views of anything in the distance. Since you are keeping such a close eye out there, you do notice that to the north of you, as you emerge looking over the valley, to the west of where you're looking would be the north, or to your left would be north. So where you guys seem to have emerged here, somewhere in this area, you've come out this side of the mountain.
Show us the map.
And looking north way.
Show us the map. There it is.
You can make out shapes of
I didn't
other
see where Matt was
broken
pointing. Matt, point again.
mountainous-like structures. You gather through conversation and the map that you have at your disposal for them to be the Brokenville Bluffs that surround and encompass the Brokenville Marsh.
Brokenvale Bluffs.
There's a valley or gorge between the teeth-like bluffs. And the Ashkeeper Range there's a strange thing visible to you. Amongst the open, daylight gray sky, right there in that valley, is pitch night.
That's where Gordranus is.
Gordranus is.
Do we know that it's enveloped in darkness?
Yeah.
Unnatural darkness?
Well,
Yes.
Engulfed in
make
unnatural
a,
darkness.
Make a nature check.
I feel like that makes the most
Intelligence-based
sense.
thing is beyond me, but here we go.
I don't recall that
No, that's a
specifically,
one. I rolled a 2, which
but
means
a lot of people
Okay.
just agreed with it.
that's weird.
So you have no idea where you are.
I don't remember it being specifically
or what
unnatural
that might be and
darkness,
what direction it
but I
goes.
mean,
That's crazy.
What
It
is
was.
That thing.
Didn't we hear that the darkness was expanding?
the darkness. It's like
Always
Stranger
dark.
Things, or
I feel like we mentioned
like there's
we
a
heard
lot of
that
things.
the
like
darkness
that.
was expanding
Nothing.
somewhere. Like it kept.
Yasha pipes in and goes, the Gordranus is further east.
Oh, so it's not. So it's not.
That's not it.
No, this is right on the border of the Empire.
That's promising.
So whatever darkness is creeping farther than the capital.
It's like no, that's not it.
suppose.
It's something probably
Does
worse.
it look localized, or does
Or,
it
I
look
don't know
like
if you
it
get
starts and
worse.
then it's ever expanding?
It looks localized.
looks
It's like there's a strange sphere of
I was gonna
shadow
say,
that's
like, it's being
encompassing that
cast.
entire valley in the center of the mountains.
Is someone casting a giant
From
dome
our
of
perspective, yeah.
Well, how far away is it?
darkness?
You don't see like necessarily a dome. What you see is the mountain and the cliffs, and the ground around just goes into shadow. It's a very strange.
Like somebody erased this.
Yeah, I
the
went
world.
over it with a marker.
Whoa. That's crazy.
How many days walk is it from here? You think?
From there, you'd probably guess it's somewhere. Let me see here.
That sounds
From where
crazy.
you emerged.
It looks like someone
Probably
took a
about 2
marker
days.
and drew over.
2 days.
To the darkness.
Looking at the map,
2 days.
and
2
gather
days to the
the
darkness.
path of the Ashkeeper Peaks, and where the Brokenvale Bluffs are. That gorge, that valley where you see that dark spot.
Right here.
Yep, is the Ashgard garrison. And as you begin to focus and look out there, you can see the texture within there that looked like a forest is not, because there are points of light in it. You can just barely see at the very edge of the horizon before you get to that mountain range what you can gather to be tents, structures of
Is
some
it
kind.
that it is so
military
smoky?
front?
It's too far to see, but the last word you had,
Gotta be.
the last word you had was the Ashgard garrison had fallen to the Kryn dynasty and was currently held by them.
And the Xhorhasian agent that we tussled with in the sewers was able to make darkness on the spot. So it is a tactic they are
A
able
whole
to
bunch
use.
of them together could make a lot of darkness.
That's what I'm thinking.
Should get closer.
As you guys are
Should
having
we?
this conversation,
Yeah, I think they're all using.
I love this.
Oh, Tal'dorei.
How are they secrets already? He didn't do anything. He doesn't deserve this.
Yep.
D&D Beyond has
Yeah,
a Discord.
Tal'dorei has
It does. D&D
super
Beyond is
perception.
great. I love them. But Laura, what are the artists' names who did those beautiful art prints?
They are. Move your mouth, I'll say it.
Okay.
Scalera.
I'm going to really quickly, just for fun. I'm going to cast blindness.
What?
okay.
Cast blindness.
Guy.
A guy.
What's the
I'm gonna-
Constitution.
I'm gonna cast blindness on a guy. Who's this guy?
it's
He what? He
natural
saved?
20 on the save, yeah.
Who? Yeah, exactly.
Did we see what Caduceus was doing?
No.
I was just casting a spell at somebody,
Yep.
so
You guys turn and look over, and a little ways up, maybe 30, 40 feet from where you are, from what looks to be some sort of a cliff-like outcropping, maybe a small 10, 15-foot cliff, what looks to be a gray cloaked and hooded figure that's standing there with one hand up,
One hand up like this, palm out.
palm out.
Yasha, in your culture, does that mean I'm going to kill you, or please don't kill me?
Yash goes, in my culture, we just kill if need be.
We kill. Let's just kill this dude.
pleasantries.
I'm gonna use Misty Step to bamf right to him.
All right.
That's cool.
You appear right in front, and the
I don't
figure
know.
flinches as you do, and just kind of like the hand instinctually goes for what looks to be probably going for a blade inside the cloak, and, and holds
Who
it
are
there.
you? What do you want?
The figure reaches up and pulls the hood back a bit. You see what looks to be a bald human. Big, bushy, kind of black and gray beard. Face just covered with streaks of mud. Looks to be a well-armored, like leathers, studded leathers figure. Looks to you with these very piercing, like blue-gray eyes. As kind of taking your check and doesn't crumble under it, kind of holds the line and looks back at you and says, "Hey, what's you doing out here? You don't look like soldiers."
We're not. A rescue party.
What you coming to rescue?
A friend. What about you? Lonely place to be up on the side of a mountain all by yourself.
Oh, come, let's get out of the open at least. We're gonna talk.
You have others with you?
I do.
How many?
Whistle. I love it. He whistled.
See, he whistles a little bit, and you see in the
10.
surrounding rocks above about 10 other figures with similar gray cloaks, all kind of just emerge. You can see
Good that
many
we
of them
didn't
with short bows,
immediately
long bows,
attack.
arrows knocked, but not drawn yet.
They were all knocked. All the arrows knocked.
Motion to the rest. Let's go. This way.
Okay.
So he,
Are they nice?
They
Is it
seem.
nice people?
They
Sand
seem
people?
okay right now.
The sand.
He didn't come at us like harshly or anything. They seem like they ain't
he
scared of shit.
leads you off.
I'd go talk to him.
an
Let's find out what
alcove
we
maybe
can.
15, 20
It ain't
feet
like
off
we're
from where
getting
you
the
guys
element of
emerged.
surprise.
There's a stone structure that kind of curls around and gives this slight little pocket where you're, say 60-70% of you are covered by rock and not immediately visible except for what's immediately in front of you and further down the mountainside. It's a little wide space, and it pulls you in as the rest of the other figures slowly duck back into their hiding spaces. All right, so I'm Colden.
Colden.
Is that with a C or with a K?
It's with a K.
Colden with a K. Who are these people?
I'm the captain of the Muckmen.
Thank you
A
for the
small band
answer.
of scouts and rangers you see here. We're out from
Muckmen.
Blade Garden.
Blade Garden, Muckmen.
That means something to you? Blade Garden.
We've heard of
Right.
Yeah, we've heard
They're
of.
not from Xhorhas, is what it means.
It means they're not from Xhorhas.
We scout along the Ash Keepers, one of many troops keeping an eye on enemy movements. You shouldn't be wandering out here in a war zone, you know that, right?
Indeed.
Didn't have a choice.
Yeah, we kind of popped up in the middle, bro.
We are far from home. As I said, we're a rescue party. It's a matter of necessity.
We're getting this one's
When you're
husband.
Iskrin, whereabouts are they?
Maybe they
That we
could
don't
help.
know.
We think they're in Xhorhas.
Or maybe in that dark city over there, maybe?
That's not a city. That's a garrison.
Ooh, you
And that
probably have
shit's
a better time
taken.
in Gordronis right now.
We're
You'd
not
have better
looking
chance.
for
That's literally what I said.
Xhorhasian
I think that place is
party.
worse than
Did you
Gordronis
happen
now.
to see any higher echelon looking mage folk come through maybe a week or two ago?
With a
Big
halfling,
worm?
carrying a little halfling
Worm. Oh,
dude.
big.
We've seen a worm move through about a week and a half ago. Went far east, straight across the plain.
Towards that dark place?
Or
No, that's northward.
Oh.
This went eastward.
Oh, towards Gordronis, east.
Is that towards Xhorhas?
Yes.
As far as I know, that's probably where it was headed.
That would be the direction we're supposed to go.
Yeah.
What can
We
you
got
tell us of
no
the war?
issue with the other place until we get Yeza.
Well,
Yeza is
since
our
the
priority
Archguard
right
was
now.
taken,
I don't
a
want to go to
month,
that scary place.
Over a month ago.
Not yet.
They've been holding it. We've had a few scuffles holding the line. There's been one attempted incursion at the Rockguard garrison. And, it's been kind of
The
quiet,
music is great. I never heard this music.
to an uncomfortable degree. After all this most of violence and death, to just be holding the line makes me uncomfortable.
I dig this
What they're
dude.
waiting for. So, that's what we've been doing, and a few other troops, just keeping an eye, taking a tally on what's being planned.
You know what happened at the other end of this tunnel, or has word not traveled yet?
I have an idea. Was this made by that worm?
Well, yeah.
They dug into a town called Felderwin and they raided it and took prisoners.
How much do we tell? My husband was taken. Say it. Maybe they'll assist us. Maybe I would say.
I'll see if I can request a few more parties out here looking for this. If this is going to be their way of going past the boundaries of the Empire, that's a bad thing. All right, Mom. Let me go ahead and gather the rest of them up, then. I'll see what we can do. Maybe escort you back into the Empire.
Oh, we're not going back. We're going to pursue the one that we're trying to rescue across the...
Just the 7 of you?
He's like, are you crazy?
You're welcome to join us.
I'm not stupid, but thanks.
At least
What
they're
do you
not
know
trying to
about
deter
the,
us.
area of
He just
darkness
gave us
over
some
there?
info. I
Gone
feel
near
like
it?
I was like, is he gonna say no? You ain't going nowhere. We're taking you to the Empire. He seems cool.
Far as I know, the Kryn have some sort of a spell that brings a consistent twilight.
Consistent.
They tend to move best under the shadow. Sun doesn't really behoove them well. But
Good to know.
it's a bit difficult if they're bringing the night with them wherever they go.
Does it move with them, or does that area of darkness stay in one place?
Good question.
As far as I know, since that darkness went up when they took the garrison, it's been there ever since.
I feel like it doesn't move with them.
Right, so we just
Because if it
go
was
into the
moving with
darkness,
them, wouldn't
rid
it
them
shift
of,
all the
you
time?
know,
I
that
feel like they
spell,
just
and we'll be
lock it in.
out of there, no problem.
I don't know
We're
that.
not going to
Who
the
am I?
garrison. We're going to rescue Yeza.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm being sarcastic, Chester.
But we will have to deal with this problem further into
Look at her
Xhorhas.
face. Travis feels
Do you have
horrible.
any
Look at him reddening
tips
up.
for a bunch of crazy assholes.
She won't even
going
look.
into the enemy's
She hasn't
country.
looked yet. She is just laughing while he
Stay out of
laughs.
sight.
It's like she knows he's looking.
And there's
I
the
love it.
beastmen. There's all sorts of strange creatures that scour these wastes looking for things that move, things that feed. Don't wander too close into the marsh. And he points down, and you can see now, and you kind of caught this a little bit, but we're on the north side along this range to the left of where you are. There's the bluffs in the Ashgard garrison. To the right, the mountain range curves around miles and miles down and meets with what you can now see to be a large lake. And there's like this darkened bit of land around it that looks to be, it could be a forest, but he points it out to be a marshland. It's as if looking across the river. That's where you're heading up that way. Just be
I
careful.
love that he's giving us so much
Gets wide at some
information.
points. It's a little thinner at others, but it's still crossing a river.
Know if there's anywhere to buy some horses or some such?
I mean, unless you want to go and wander into one of the various Xhorhasian towns and buy off a horse or 3. Good luck.
Everybody got to eat.
I would be like Muckmen. Do you have anything we could buy off you, Muckmen? Because they're going. They said we're heading back towards the Empire, right?
The darkened area.
I'd say,
that
is there
we're
anything
not
we could
going
buy
to.
off you
What is
guys?
it called? Does it have it?
Maybe
is
they
that
got something. Maybe we
Ashgar?
could
Is
buy a
that-
horse
That's
or
the
two.
Ashgar.
Okay.
Aye. Well, if you're going to go off and be fools that side of this land, do you need any supplies?
Boom.
Yes.
See, I would have asked.
Just give us
Yes,
anything
give
you
us
have.
for free anything that
I
you
would
have.
buy shit
So
for
nice of
free.
you.
I would be like, I'll buy whatever the hell you
Dear
got.
second.
I don't
And
need it
walks up in the
free.
alcove and heads
I
out
mean,
into
this
space.
dude is
The rest of
solid.
his
The
Muckmen are, and
Muckmen,
kind of steps up
their
on
name
one
doesn't
piece of
ring
stone
true with
and
who they might
gives a little
be.
whistle to the rest of the troop. And they all kind of stand up, and he looks back to you and beckons for you to start to head over to where they are. At which point you see something just kind of go through the air, something shift real fast, and you watch him double over onto one knee, and you can see what looks to be the edge of an arrow protruding from his chest.
Oh shit!
Poor guy.
Oh shit! We're being attacked.
You see other numerous
We're
arrows
being
begin to suddenly
attacked.
pelt the area where they've been congregating. And he immediately looks up in that direction. You don't quite see where they're coming from yet. Looks back to you and goes, "God's curse them, stay out of sight!"
I cast Cure Wounds on Calden.
Oh, you know, he's a ways away from you guys. He left the alcove and went up on a rock.
Okay, shit. Can we hide?
Are we still by the hole?
You guys are still in the alcove right now, yes.
Okay.
And you hear hitting rocks and smashing against them. You hear bolts and other things.
Can we see where they're coming from?
Make a perception check if you want to go look.
And I would, I don't know what to do. Do we run and help Colden like right away?
That was so good, but it's
Maybe
not.
maybe just to run
All
up
right.
and heal Colden. I don't know.
You don't
we
see
waste our
anything at
time?
the moment,
I don't-
partially because you're trying to also keep out of sight.
We
You
also haven't
hear
rested
Caduceus
in a bit.
first. This familiar kind of growling gibbering.
More gnolls?
Oh shit! From the very beginning.
At which point, those of you who are kind of glancing around, you can see beyond them, there are a number of other groups of large stones where occasionally you see jumping up from behind these large humanoid furred gnolls with long bows that are releasing volley after volley towards them. You cannot really see the rest of the muckmen or the state that things are in right now, but they're returning fire left and right. Are you guys staying put and staying out of sight?
What?
You don't seem to have caught their attention.
No, we're fucking engaging these fucking things.
We don't even know which direction they're coming from.
Or how many there are.
I did not
Can we
expect
see
this,
where
but
they're
I
coming from, or
kind of
do
dig
we
it.
have any sense
The
of
other
where
day
they-
in the
where
live
these-
stream,
You-
we were
how far
talking
away
with
they are. You've
Pistols
seen
O'Brien,
a few
the
of
great
them around
Pistols.
what looks
He
to be
is
50 or 60 feet away from
doing a
around
miniature for me
one,
of a giant knoll.
section of stone.
What are Calden's men doing? Are they breaking?
I'm pretty
to
sure that's
move
what
and
ended up
take off, or are they
being what
hunkering
we
down and
picked.
trying to?
I wanted like a werewolf,
Right now you
but the
cannot see from this
knoll
alcove. If you
on
want,
Hero
if you
Forge
want
looked
to
the
try and
most
look out
like
and
it,
make a
I feel
perception
like.
check to keep an eye out, you can. All right.
Because we were alone with Calden in here, or didn't his troops sort of like sink back into their hiding spots?
They did, and then he whistled to call them up from their places
Okay. To
when
help
you guys
with
were about
supplies.
to engage for trade.
Right.
A natural one.
a natural one.
I say we try and help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, we need to get
How,
out of
how,
here.
how far away is the rock towards where Cullen's
Let me
people
show
are?
you.
Let me show you. That seemed like the best place to stop. It also is where I should stop because we have an hour and 20, maybe less. I think like an hour and 18 minutes left. We are being attacked by gnolls. I did not expect that. We meet this band of married men, the Muckmen. I kind of dig them. We have Colden. Was it Colden with a K? I want to say Cauldron, but I know it wasn't that, and it was with a K. I think it's Colden. Either way, the dude got shot. He calls his men for supplies so we could trade. I dig everything about these dudes. We got a lot of information. He tells us, like, this is this and this is that. That's a marsh over there. Basically tells us the best path to go. Also explains to us what the garrison is, about the Twilight spell that the Kryn could do or use. From what I gathered, maybe I'm wrong, but Forward Ass doesn't move with them. He made it sound, Colden made it sound like it doesn't. Made it sound like you lock that shit in and it stays. Because I feel like if it moved with them, then that darkness and shadowy image would be constantly moving. I don't know, maybe it is. I can't see it. It looks and sounds ominous from what I hear from Matt. I thought we were going to get to regroup, maybe even take a short rest. A long rest would be nice. We haven't in a bit. I mean, granted, we've been on the move. We've kind of been running, or at least not running, but trying to just get from point A to B before something else gets to us. And we don't even know really where we are or how far along we are yet as far as Yeza. We just know a week and a half ago, they said the worm went flying across the plains towards Xhorhas. So I was thinking maybe that place is safer than this other place, and he's kind of agreeing. Colden is saying, like, yeah, you probably have a better shot with Xhorhas than the garrison, because they've just been holding the line and fighting for a month or months or whatever the heck he said. He's shot with an arrow. We have to heal him. Matt is about to show us the layout. They're probably going to chase us. We're probably going to suffer damages. Why not face them head on? We have 10 dudes here. Granted, Colden just got shot, but I feel like we could immediately heal him if we're going to engage in battle, have someone run to his aid, heal him. We now have a group of 17 people. That's a lot of people. And we're pretty stacked and powerful as just our own little group. I feel like we should definitely go toe to toe and take out these gnolls. I don't know. Maybe there's 100 of them. I think we could take it. I think we could take them even if there's 100 of them. 17 of us, that's 1 to 6 odds. I'll take them. I'm jumping into the Patreon Hour exclusive. You guys want to see more of what I do, full unedited episodes, all the shows on the channel, seasons out of what you're seeing, hundreds of exclusives you always see on Patreon. The link is in the description of every video. We just finished The Legend of Vox Machina Season 1 and 2, all up in full. The Patreon Hour exclusive of the Mighty Nein every episode gets one. That's what we're jumping into next. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, The Legend of Korra, Last of Us, Death Note. All these shows just started within the last couple months. Patreon, they're way ahead. Go check it out. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.